Thanks and welcome to the 6:15 News. I'm Kejang Henry Atembe. Let's flag off with the news stories. Comes to dust, the residents are struggling to cope with dust at its come with diseases in this dry season. The 6:15 News takes a look at how the Yaoundé people are coping. And of course, prediction drop in inflation, glimmer of hope for Cameroonians with the 2024 finance law already on course. And wishes to the First Lady Chantal Biya, time of the wives of national dignitaries to pay their New Year wishes to the First Ladies. Top stories. John Henry Atembe, thanking you for being there with me for the 6:15 News. It was an unbelievable one for the people of Baribakem, that is in the Mungo Division, south of rather littoral region of the country, as it was a come and see marriage of a couple, of a man who got married to 5 wives simultaneously in Melon. Now let's get the details with Abu Gladys of how he's going to cope with such a marital vow. Abu Gladys Dibang reporting on the unbelievable marriage that occurred in Baribakem, Gladys, in the Mungo Division of the littoral region, where a man got married to 5 wives simultaneously. What a marital vow. Ambo Gladys.
I think dust.
Report. Now let's swing straight to Yaoundé to see or to find out how the denizens are coping with the unprecedented dust at this dry season that is coming, of course, with a lot of diseases.
Dust has become the inevitable companion of most inhabitants this day in the capital Yaoundé. With her face mask in place, this lady says she can, in her own way, avoid cold and cough, very common with the dust. The brownish cover is the order all over. Nothing exposed is free from dust. Every 30 minutes, this bartender dusts the seats and tables outside. A further solution, he says, is the use of plastic blinds to protect their business place. Selling food, this trader says she spends her time watering, and that she does about 4 or 5 times a day to ensure her food is protected and fit for safe consumption. Many have resorted to wearing dull color clothes like shoes to reduce people noticing the amount of dust they do carry. Our homes are not also left out. One has to be ready all the time to clear the verandas. Others says once they get home, the clothes and shoes are to be cleaned, like the body to really be at ease. Everyone their own protective measures for selves and family, especially as a trademark of the dry season is this dust, windy, dry, harsh harmattan, and the consequent cough and catarrh, cracked lips with white, dry skin.
Well, sorry for that mix-up. Thanks very much. Beatrice Ngamo reporting from Yaoundé. And of course, we hope we are going to feel better with this rising harmattan. And so the city of Douala has launched a campaign to enhance sustainable cleanliness in the city. This was done by the city mayor, where 300 women have been mobilized to make sure they are part of this clean, healthy campaign in the city of Douala that is drowned in filth. Details with Kizikiga.
At the Esplanade of Hotel de Ville Douala, Monday, January 8, 2024, 300 women from the 6 municipalities of Douala are gathered with the aim of keeping the town clean. The mayor of Douala town, Roger Mbassa Dine, was present during this first launch.
In the city, in each house, and we are mobilizing them to be sure that everybody in the city will take part in this program. This is a program, Douala Clean City. I know that with women, we will have a city, a clean city, very fast. And that is the challenge that we are trying to face today. And we are confident that we will win.
Joy and happiness is what was seen in the faces of these women as they promised to give in their best.
I'm happy because they have started giving us working tools, so we are very, very happy. And we promise that we'll do our best to see what we can do. And we are calling on the entire population to help us, because on our own we cannot do it. So if we come in front of somebody and say, please don't throw this dirt here, the population should help us, because on our own we cannot do it.
I personally thank the city mayor for entrusting this job to women. In Douala 4, that's in Bonaberi already, we already took 4 days to clean the road before Christmas. Just as our theme in this launch is, yes we can. A woman can make this town clean.
Yes we can. La femme peut tout rendre la vie belle.
As the campaign gains momentum, it is hoped that the positive impact will extend beyond Douala, inspiring other cities and communities to undertake similar initiatives and work towards a cleaner and more sustainable future for all.
Much Kizikiga reporting there on these very pathetic issues. And of course, one woman dies in every 2 minutes in Cameroon or in the world from cervical cancer. And so these frightening statistics was out from the health experts was at the forefront of efforts or concerted efforts to eliminate this disease in Cameroon. English-speaking journalists in the country actually consulted and were schooled on how to fight, eliminate, or crusade for the cervical cancer to be eliminated. This was through a workshop, as we learned from you. Beatrice Ngamo, Ambo Gladys.
At least 275,100 women die of cervical cancer per year worldwide, and the disease accounts for 3.3% of cancer-related deaths in women. In Cameroon, the cervical cancer incidence is estimated at 33.7%, while mortality rate stands at 23.4%.
According to World Health Organization, every 2 minutes a woman dies from the disease, and over 90% of these deaths occur in low and middle income countries.
The disease, medics say, is caused by human papilloma virus HPV, with type 16 and 18 being the most dangerous.
It's like many people don't even know about the human papilloma virus, the HPV, but that is among the commonest sexually transmitted organisms worldwide. and is the principal cause of cervical cancer. It is transmitted mostly through sexual contact. It does not cause only cancer of the cervix. It can equally cause cancer of the vagina, cancer of the anus, cancer of the vulva, and for men it can cause cancer of the penis, and for both sexes it can cause cancer of the throat.
The good news is that cervical cancer can be prevented and treated.
Primary prevention is to avoid infection with the HPV, and there is now a vaccine. We have a vaccine which can be used, which administered to young girls, 9 to 14 years.
To help sensitize women on the need to know their status and prevent the disease, English-speaking journalists in Douala, Cameroon have been imbibed with knowledge on cervical cancer so that together with the civil society and other health stakeholders, they could contribute in eliminating the disease.
Implementing cervical cancer strategies put in place by WHO, which is 90-70-90 strategies. 90% of young girls vaccinated, 70% of women aged 35 and at 45 screened, and 90% treated. Civil society organizations plus journalists have pivotal role to play, and together we can eliminate cervical cancer.
According to medics, poor awareness, fear and stigma, late diagnosis, limited access and escalating numbers are some of the causes of the increasing rate of cervical cancer-related deaths.
And there is a glimmer of hope with the announcement of a drop in the inflationary situation in Cameroon this 2024. In fact, inflation is almost suffocating Cameroonians in almost all these sectors. And so in his end-of-year address, President Paul Biya announced that there was going to be a drop in the inflationary situation from 7 to 6.7%. Once more, Ambo.
The reduction in inflation to 6.7%, as announced by the head of state, offers a slight respite, but the mixed feelings among Cameroonians suggest that challenges persist. Some analysts even predict a drop in inflation of up to 4%. It is really surprising because I don't understand on what they base their facts on. There are factors that provoke inflation, such as fuel, and an increase in its price has been announced. Fuel is energy, and which is important in the production chain, and this high cost is felt by the final consumer. The agricultural sector was one of the hardest hit in 2023 as high cost in agricultural imports led to a 12.8% food inflation and 11% for the transport sector. Traders believe an effectiveness of measures to address high input costs will be crucial for long-term economic stability and food affordability.
Si cela concerne tous les secteurs d'activité.
If our sector, the phytosanitary product sector is concerned, then it is a good thing. Since last year, agricultural inputs have kept increasing tremendously, and if it doesn't drop, then we demand that prices should be reduced. It will equally help in reducing the cost of food in the market.
The president talking about the inflation of the market, I don't really see that way. Things are really expensive. By the way, this January, after all, is very, very tough. Yeah. The goods they bring from Bamenda from Pinyin to here, they bring them at a very expensive rate. And here we the seller, we are trying to see how maybe we can benefit from it, but still yet things are not really going out.
It is the same with the building construction sector, which has for the past few years noted a continuous rise in the cost of building material. Given that since 2019, prices of building material have been increasing. If the announcement is effective, then it will help us have goods at cheaper rates. This will automatically lead to a drop in the cost of building material and help us to be competitive. Expected to drop at 6.7% from 7%, still above the CEMAC inflation threshold. Experts believe the difference is insignificant but offers a glimmer of hope.
A reduction of an inflationary rate will have a positive impact on the cost of living. A lower inflation rate will lead to an increase in confidence among business and consumers, business may be willing to invest in expansions, while consumers may have more confidence that once they spend, they are going to have more value for their money.
The rising rates of inflation in Cameroon is the direct consequence of external factors such as the Ukrainian conflict and high cost of hydrocarbon products.
Thanks very much, Ambo Gladys. The Bank Cameroonians have been told that before obtaining a visa from any diplomatic or consular office, one must show proof of his or her taxpayer status. And so but what really is this taxpayer documents or visa, and how can these documents be obtained? So Hyacinth went out there in Yaoundé to find out from the taxation office what this document entails.
There has been much talk on the constituted tax compliance certificate, which according to the 2024 finance law will be required to obtain a visa in all embassies. Many interpretations have been given to the innovation by Cameroonians. But here at the Legislative and International Tax Relations Division, the clear explanations are given.
Contrary to what people are saying, it is not a new tax which has been created. It's simply an instrument which has been put in place to show that the taxpayer is up to date with his payment obligations. So henceforth, or as from the 1st of January, this document will be required at the level of embassies to obtain visas.
And how can the document be obtained? He explains.
The document is obtained very easily. You simply have to go to the website of the tax administration, www.mpo.cm. You click on your individual tax case and you generate the document. And then if you have any difficulties, you can equally call us. We have a call center which has been put in place, whereby we'll give you on-the-spot advice and on-the-spot assistance in obtaining this document. You can reach us through 8200, and there will be an agent of the tax administration who would answer all your questions.
The Directorate General of Taxation further reiterates that the tax is not required from a certain group of people.
This document is not required for students who have no income, it's not required for minors who have no income, and it's equally not required for cases of emergencies whereby you want to go abroad for medical treatment. You will not be required to present the document. But for all other cases, if you're an adult, if you're working, you need to include the document in your visa application form.
And this is the call center, ready at any moment to respond to the worries of all Cameroonians in difficulties to obtain the vital document.
Very much, Hyacinth, and in a bid to avoid the importation of rice in Cameroon as announced by the President of the Republic during his end-of-year address, so rice farmers in Dub have been promised that they will do everything to make sure they step up with the production of rice. And this was during a meeting that launched the UNDV production facility in the northwest region of the country. Annie Collins, our chief correspondent, reports on that.
Located at the foot of Mount Gokitunja, it is here at the upper.
We are sorry, that report is certainly having some serious problems. We will be coming back to that report subsequently when things must have been put in place. Of course, you have to understand that, well, the UNDV has launched the rice production project in the Gokitunja division of the northwest region to fight import substitution, as announced by the head of state, Paul Biya. And that report was supposed to be brought to us by our Northwest Chief Correspondent, Annie Collins. We'll be coming back subsequently to that. And of course, drawing the cuttings for this edition of the 650 News. I've been Kejang Henry Athebe, thanking you graciously for being there with us. Goodbye.